What's up, everybody, and welcome on back to the episode of the My Side of Things podcast. It's your host, as always, Ash. We got a whole, what the hell was, what the, not me doing the Sasha Banks thing, just, it's like, I'm a big Mercedes Moné fan, y'all. It just came natural. I didn't even try to do it. That's crazy, but it's not your host, Sasha Banks, but it is your host, Ash Banks, Ash Moné, whatever you want to call me. And we got a whole lot of things in the docket to get to today. We got another Will They or Won't They. We're going to be talking about Daniel Garcia, Hook, a few AEW favorites, and how they're going to be faring in AEW. Got to talk about Ring of Honor possibly getting a TV deal. How will Kris Statlander fare now that she's the new AEW Women's Champion? How will she stack up against the other AEW Women's Champion greats? Will WWE pick it up in 2026? Wrestlepalooza review, All Out review, reacting to PWI Men's Top 10. I got a whole lot of things to say about that now, child. And we're also going to be talking about who should be the number one woman on the PWI Insider's list. This is probably going to come out, I think, like at the time when the list would get revealed, because I thought it was all going to get revealed on Friday. I was going to start putting together a list and all that stuff. Then it got revealed today recording, which is Tuesday. So I was like, odd, but okay, I guess they just I don't know. They decided to not review it or reveal it on Friday, and instead reveal it like a whole 3 days earlier, unless they thought, maybe like Tuesdays are the new Fridays. I don't really know. But what I do know is wherever you listen to this at, make sure you do hit that like, that follow, that share, that rate, that subscribe, that whatever you possibly can do to help the podcast out. It definitely does help it out so dang much. And to all my lovely Patreon subs, let me go ahead and give you this nice big old smooch, big old smooch for your freaking foreheads. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Remember, Patreon subs are only $1, and right now, if you do follow my WWE 2K25 my GM mode, you're actually able to see it before everybody else, because I already have the draft episode up over there. It's unlisted on YouTube, so everybody that has the link on Patreon, you will be able to see that. So shout out to all y'all that are checking that out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into our first topic of the day, which will always be the will they or won't they, until I decide to switch it up to something else. But the first one we're going to be talking about is, will they or won't they? Will these AEW favorites succeed in AEW? We're talking about wrestlers like Daniel Garcia, Hook, Wheeler Yuta, Harley Cameron, Ty J, and Willow Nightingale. I feel like all of these wrestlers have been on the cusp of finding themselves, or they haven't just hit that second gear of really getting to where they need to get to. Like, for instance, Daniel Garcia, we're going to talk about him first. This is someone who's been around for many, many years now. He's been around groups like FTR. He's been around, who am I trying to think of? Who the heck is? He's been around Paragon. He's obviously been a TNT champion. He's now around the Death Riders. He's had a very long, interesting career. Oh, and Private Party as well. He's had a very interesting careers to date so far. I feel like he's somebody that's Tony Khan has a lot of love for, and I feel like all these wrestlers Tony Khan has so much love for, and he really wants them to be special, because I think they want to be special. I just think that something is missing there with them. And I think for Daniel Garcia, I don't even know if this Death Rider thing is looking that great, because as I've seen it right now, sure, it's only the beginning, so we could say, give it some time, but I'm going to be real with y'all. From somebody that's a storyteller, if you ask any storyteller, they will tell you the first chapter is your most important chapter. The first, not even just the first chapter though, the first couple of lines that we see from you are the most important lines. That's going to determine whether or not somebody will really even read your story. And I think for Daniel Garcia, what I'm already seeing with this Death Rider storyline, it looks shaky. It's like the way it started off with the awkward attack. I thought that was going to be leading into him possibly not rocking with the Death Riders. Now it looks like he might have just botched that attack. It's like, I don't really know with Daniel Garcia, because it's like, as a face, he didn't really fit. The dancing thing, a lot of people really liked it. But then you didn't put him with Private Party, which I thought you should just put him with Private Party. Would have made a lot of sense. After the tag division, you put them in the trios division. I thought they would have looked really good. You could have had them go against the Death Riders, but you didn't really do that. I don't know why you didn't do that either, because you had Daniel Garcia get a belt, you had Private Party get a belt. I would have had them lose their belts relatively close to each other. Then you now you form the new Private Party, the even more Private Party, the Privateer Party, whatever the heck you want to call it. You have these guys now go against the Death Riders. Instead of the Ops to throwing the Death Riders, I think it should have been the more Private Party to throwing the Death Riders. I think that would have been a lot better of a story, at least, than the Ops, because the Ops is kind of like weird, but the Ops has led to like new things with Hook and all that stuff, so fine, but I don't know. It was just kind of weird. Like the formation of the group. Yeah, they have connections to each other, but it still just feels really weird. But with Daniel Garcia, I think that would have been the best way to go about with him would have been Private Party, because I think when he was TNT champion, it was cool, but he didn't really add much to the belts because he doesn't really add much himself. He's not the most entertaining of wrestlers. He's pretty cool in the ring, but he doesn't really have a lot of personality. And because of the lack of personality, I think it really hurts people trying to get connected to him, because it's like, ooh, super dancey guy. Okay, I like this. But then you hear him talk, you see him wrestle, and it's like, well, they don't really mix. And I think something that would help him is kind of like finding a way to take the dancing and incorporate this into your wrestling. And I'm not saying like, oh, to start dancing while you're wrestling and all that. Or be like, what's bruh's name from Samurai Champloo that all be breakdancing when he's store fighting and all that? I think Jim was his name. No, Mugen. Be like him. No, don't do all that. Being more of a like, he's a New Yorker, I think he's like, or New Jersey, I think. Trying to find a way to incorporate your style into that. It's kind of being like a brawler in a sense. Being like a Jon Moxley, but more in the really, really trying to like fight way, and not so much in like the Jon Moxley like over the top violent way. Because I think like it would really fit in with his character a lot more. The dancing and then doing like the technical style, it's like it kind of makes sense, but not the most. Or even maybe like finding ways to like incorporate your dancing into your actual wrestling. Like something that Jey Uso does, I think that really brings everything together is like the yeeting and all that stuff, the rapping, and like really being like extra like hip hop with it. And then he adds some of this to his ring work, that whole little thing he does where he be like this and he just smack you upside the dang chin. He does a lot of that. It's not even just like when you're standing up, but like he'll drop to one knee and smack you as well. And I think if Daniel Garcia added some of that to his repertoire, I think he would be a more well-rounded wrestler. And then just being a bit more fun and bubbly in a sense on the mic. Like Asuka, she's a very, very bubbly personality when she's happy, not when she's this current Asuka. Well, I mean, the first time she said Kyrie, I was very happy. After that, it kind of got a little scary for Kyrie. Kyrie! I love Asuka. She's amazing. But being like early Asuka, like 2020, 2019, 2018 Asuka, just very bubbly with it. Even being like, what's her name? Emma in a sense, like when she's like bubbly Emma, or Bailey when she was Hugger Bailey. Just trying to find a way to really like, not be this underdog type of character in a sense. I don't really know that's kind of also an issue as well. I don't really know his character. I feel like if it was more clear what his character was, it'd be a lot better. So if you're going to do the whole Jersey thing with him, make him more outlandish, make him more braggadocious, make him more loud, make him more in your face about it. I am really sweating for y'all. Sorry. It is like 88 degrees at 8 o'clock at night. This was the hottest day, but it's the day that I needed to record because I got sick on Monday, so I had to like actually push everything back a day. I was going to record yesterday, which would have been a lot better. I think Daniel Garcia, I'm going to have to say he won't. I think this is going to be his last big opportunity. I think he's a guy that if this doesn't work, because he's still young, he needs to go down to Ring of Honor. And I think Tony Khan needs to be willing to put him down to Ring of Honor and allow him to refine himself, because that's what Ring of Honor was always about, refining yourself. Now we have Kaden Carter going there as well. That's going to be really interesting. Well, I don't know if she's going to be actually on the roster or not, but she is going to be having a match there, I think, against Mina Shirakawa for the interim Ring of Honor TV Championship. That's going to be really cool to see her be able to find herself again. Daniel Garcia might need to go there to refine himself again, because right now I don't think it's working. And I think the more you push, the more it's going to fail. Look at Roman Reigns. It didn't look good, but he had all the tools. I think Daniel Garcia has all the tools. He's got the wrestling ability. I think his mic work is pretty good too. It's not bad mic work. It's just very bland mic work. It's like, and because it is bland, I give it like a 2 out of 5, honestly, because it is very bland. But I think once he does find himself, he's going to be a lot better, especially with all these growing pains that he has had. Hook is also on his last leg as well, and I think he has to be on his last leg. You've had Samoa Joe, you've had Taz, now you have Eddie Kingston. Baby, if you can't pick it up now, if you can't get the mic work now, if you can't get some charisma, some passion, some just something, some emotions in your voice, good God, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You were around Taz, who's a pretty dang good mic worker. You were around Samoa Joe, who is a really great mic worker. You're now around Eddie Kingston, one of the greater mic workers. If you can't do it, you got to go to Ring of Honor too. And I've said it for Hook already before that I think Hook needs to be either a braggadocious type heel, a kind of like a boss that's a bit cowardly, have him kind of like that, like how Ricochet kind of is right now, where he's a bit more, well, no, Ricochet's not really like super cowardly anymore, but make him more into like a cowardly type of boss, or you need to make him into an underdog. One of these three. You need to do one of these three, but this has to be the last chance for Hook. There's like, and look, I'm not trying to say like you just give up on somebody, but I think if you tried multiple times, at some point in time, you have to say, okay, you know what? I got to give up so that you can get up. And if he ain't gonna get up with this, then Tony's got to give up with him. And he's got to just say Ring of Honor. And it's just got to be a thing. Like I think for him and Daniel Garcia, it's been just time after time after time after time after time after time. And I think both of them have bigger potential than what they're at right now. I don't think Daniel Garcia should be in the TNT title scene. I think he's somebody that should be in the unified title scene. He has the ability. Same thing with Hook. He has the wrestling ability. He doesn't have the mic work, but he has the wrestling ability. He has even the glimpses of character work, even if it's not the most, even if it's not super believable, because obviously you see the big old hoodie and the red and the murder stuff and all that stuff, and you see how kind of small he is, and it's like, and I didn't even know how tall he was because he doesn't really play into his height. He has the ability to be in the TNT title scene, but he's not there because of just something lacking. And it's like he's got to find it, man. He's like, this has to be it. You got the wrestling ability from Samoa Joe. I think he's a much better wrestler in the ring. Now you got to do what Nick Wayne did, and you got to pick up this mic work from a borderline elite mic worker in Eddie Kingston. I worry though, because with Eddie, the thing that makes Eddie so elite is because of how real he is on the mic. How real he is. Mind you, like he has everything, like delivery, tone, all that stuff. I think he has all of that. But what makes him borderline elite though is just how real of a wrestler he, like it literally sounds like he's not even reading off a script. It sounds like he's just talking, and maybe he just is talking. And if that's the case, how does Hook pick that up? How does Hook pick that up? I don't know. I'm a bit worried. I would have probably put Hook with somebody else, because it's like a great example is Jade Cargill learning from Bryan Danielson. Well, we can clearly see that didn't really, amount to anything in AEW at least, because she still kind of just looked whatever. Is Bryan Danielson a good teacher, or is Bryan Danielson not the right person for Jade? Because it's like Bryan Danielson is a technical worker, but obviously he can't, because he's wrestled giants. He can kind of, in powerhouses, he could teach somebody how to do those kind of styles. But he's not the best person to learn those kind of styles from. Like, you wouldn't go to Roman Reigns and be like, hey, yo, I want to learn how to be a technician. No, you would go to Roman Reigns to learn how to be an elite character worker and an elite powerhouse. You would go to a Gunther or an Ilya Dragunov or a Zack Sabre to be a technician. You wouldn't go to these guys for high-flying moves. Now, sure, you can go to them as well, but you wouldn't want, like, they wouldn't be like your first choices. Bryan Danielson and Jade Cargill might have been the same thing as Hook and Eddie Kingston. Hook, obviously Eddie Kingston is again, great to borderline elite mic worker, but is he the right guy for Hook? That's what I wonder. Can Hook get what Eddie Kingston has, which is realness? I don't know if that's what Hook needs. I think Hook still needs to kind of go back and learn the basics of mic working. I think he needs to be around somebody like the Don Callis family, where you have guys in there who are just kind of learning still the basics of mic working while, some of them are kind of getting better and better. I think he would really excel from being around someone that would have been like the learning tree, like Chris Jericho. I think because you see it with Brian Keith. He's a really great mic worker, and he got even better around Chris Jericho. Big Bill, for as much as I don't like Big Bill, he did look a lot better on the mic once he got around Chris Jericho. And it's the same thing with Hook. I think Hook might have had that same kind of success. I don't think Hook is going to succeed either. I think he's somebody that's going to struggle as much as he's been struggling. He's been there since, 2019? Since 2019? And we're still trying to find a place for Hook. We're still trying to find out who Hook is. We're still trying to see this growth in Hook. Obviously, he's still a young guy like Daniel Garcia, so there's time, but it's like, baby, how much more time do we got? How much more time do we got? I think he needs to also go down the Ring of Honor as well. And I'm going to be honest with you, same thing for Wheeler Yuta. I don't think Wheeler Yuta is ever going to succeed in AEW. I think with the Death Riders, obviously he's succeeding, but I don't think he's ever going to be much more than a Death Riders lackey. Mainly because I just don't think he offers anything really outside of the in-ring work. I think his mic work is still pretty awful. He's like, I'm going to be real chill. Everybody I have listed here, he's like the worst mic worker. And it's crazy because you're around Jon Moxley, who is a very great mic worker. You're around Pac, who's a pretty damn good mic worker as well. You're around Claudio, who, not for nothing, is a good mic worker. So it's like, you're around Gabe Kidd, who's a pretty good mic worker as well, but he's kind of also in that Eddie Kingston role where it's like he's more real than it feels like scripted. So it's like, I don't know, maybe these guys ain't got a script. But it's like with Wheeler Yuta, nothing's there. There's nothing there at all. I don't see one, like, the character work is fine. It's fine, but he's not the most believable guy either. He kind of just looks more believable because he freaking grew his hair and a beard out, but for the most part, I think it's just kind of whatever. I think for Wheeler Yuta, he's going to be a guy that probably succeeds more in Ring of Honor. I think he could be more on that Nigel McGuinness route where it's like, you could be great in Ring of Honor, but I don't know if you would transfer over to an AEW, a WWE, a TNA, an NXT. Why did I say an? A NXT. I don't know if you would transfer over to these because I feel like you fit more with Ring of Honor. And I think Wheeler Yuta would fit more with what Ring of Honor would like, which is just really great wrestling and the guys that don't really fit in with the popular crowd in a sense. Because that's what AEW, TNA, NXT, and WWE, they be the popular crowd. I think that's where Wheeler Yuta, Hook, Daniel Garcia, they might fit better. They could be this generation's Nigel McGuinness, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Samoa Joe, in the sense of they're very good in-ring wrestlers. And I'm not saying these other guys don't offer this outside of the ring. Obviously, they do. But like they're very good in-ring wrestlers. They're very, very good in-ring wrestlers that feel like they don't fit anywhere else. Throw them in Ring of Honor. And I think they could actually create a legacy in Ring of Honor. I think that's what Cesaro is doing. That's what Nigel McGuinness did. He was there for a very, very, very long time. I think that's what Daniel Garcia, Hook, and Wheeler Yuta could all do. I think they're also on their last legs. After this, I think this has to be it. This has to be it. Now, obviously, Wheeler Yuta, I think, is the one that has the best chance because he still is pretty dang over. But his success would be like TNT titles. I think that's what he would be. Daniel Garcia, I think, is a lot further from the unified title than I think Wheeler Yuta is from the TNT title. Next up, Harley Cameron. I like Harley Cameron. I do. I've spoken very, very, very great about Harley Cameron. She still struggles a lot in ring. I didn't really watch much of the tailgate match because I didn't really care to watch it like that. I was like, a bunch of women having a match that involves kitchen utensils and all that. Not the greatest match in the world. But, yeah, no. But what I did see from it was Harley Cameron looked like she was holding a lot of the women back. She looked like she was holding a lot of the women back. Now, it's a tailgate match, so you're like, it's basically like a freaking Extreme Rules, like an Extreme Rules match. So you're like, okay, well, there's not really much wrestling going on here. But in the things that she was doing, she looked uncertain a lot of times. She looked lost a lot of times. And that's why, I give Mercedes Moné so much credit for having a good match with her, because she doesn't look like as if she could have a good match with many people because she just constantly looks lost in a match. Like, and I'm not saying that like she's bad, like she's not bad. It's just that I think a part of it might be because of the fact that she's still learning how to wrestle, that she might be thrown into the ring a bit too soon. Like Maxine Dupree in a sense. I think Harley and Maxine are in the same boat where they, you know, if you put them in the ring, I think they can do a couple things here and there, but they're going to look pretty lost in the ring for the most part because they're not going to remember stuff. They're not going to really know how exactly to, they're not going to know how to smoothly do something. So they're going to kind of like set it up themselves and it looks awkward. It looks like as if, you know, you're trying to do this move, but you don't know how to do this move perfectly. So you're going to try to like, you know, you're going to try to get it and all that. And you kind of got it. And it's like, it's like, I would call these two wrestlers, Harley Cameron and Maxine Dupree, plugging in a cord into a socket at night or into an outlet at night. You know where you're trying to like plug it in and all that. You're like you keep rubbing it around there like come on. I know where it's at. I know how to freaking put the dang thing in there, but you can't get it in there. That's what they're like. They're in this like they know how to do the moves. Like if they were practicing, I think they would get the moves down pretty well. But when it comes to the big stage and you got to now actually do it, I think this is where they struggle a bit. Obviously, a part of it is the crowd. I think another part of it is just not fully being able to do it perfectly. And I think for Harley Cameron, she still is pretty young. I think she's only like 25, 26 years old. This is why I said what would help her a lot in the past was just kind of having her around AEW, having her be a backstage reporter or having her do some like social media thing or even like being very like present on the social media, being maybe like a commentator at times or being what does Renee Paquette and RJ do? Like the people, I don't know the position. I keep forgetting the name position, but like just being around them a lot more as well. I think just being around and being able to watch other wrestlers wrestle, I think that would help her. Obviously, you want to throw her into the fire though because you want to see can she actually do these things. I think getting her in there from time to time would help, but I don't think having her in these big time matches is going to help anybody. Especially not her because it's like in a tailgate match, a 4-on-4, a 4v4, no rules match basically. That's just like that's a lot because you have to know your stuff with one wrestler, but you have to also know what's going on around the ring because you have to know when to go to that spot, and then you got to know when to go to the next spot, then the next spot, and the next spot. Like those kind of matches are all spot matches. So you're really asking a lot from Harley Cameron here. I think Harley Cameron, I think she won't succeed. I don't think Ring of Honor is going to help her either because I don't think she's like a really good wrestler. I think what's going to happen with Harley Cameron, I don't think she's going to get released because I think AEW knows she has star power. I think she's going to get moved into a different role. I think she's going to get moved to like a backstage reporter role. I think she's going to be doing what she does on Ring of Honor a lot and maybe bring it to AEW, kind of like that little social media thing they be doing over there. I think she's going to get moved to a commentary role, maybe like commentating a lot when the women's matches are out there. I would love to see that, by the way. I think she's going to get moved maybe even to like a general manager-esque role if AEW ever decides to do that, like really, really do that with AEW or even do that with Collision or do that with Ring of Honor. I think she's going to get moved to one of those roles. And then maybe as she's training, she'll get back into the wrestling. But I think she could end up in more like an Ava situation where she does play a general manager. Next up is Ty J. First off, they barely even be there as is. And like I'm speaking of them as a tag team, not as singles wrestlers. If they add the women's tag belts, obviously Anna Jay is pretty good. Ty Mello is fairly good, not anything special by any means, but fairly good. I think Anna Jay is a pretty good wrestler though. I think like she's nowhere near like the top 10 or top 15 women wrestlers in AEW, but I think she can give them all like a pretty good match at least. I think the thing with Ty J though is that you have Sky Blue and Julia Hart, whose team looks cool. You have tag team. What are the women's tag team? What are the women's tag teams? What are the women's tag teams? Why am I forgetting women's tag teams? You have Megan Man, Penelope Ford, who also look like a fairly good tag team. And I think you're going to get a few more tag teams in there. Like I guarantee they're probably going to get Kaden and Katana. I don't know like their actual names now, so my bad. But I know they're probably going to get them. They're probably going to add a few more like Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa, or they might add some other ones from Stardom or some other ones from Ring of Honor. They're going to do something there. I think Ty J is gonna be a lost tag team. I think the tag team is not gonna work because I think Ty Mello holds back Anna Jay. I think like Anna Jay is good. I think she could be in that mid-card scene. She probably should have had a TBS title by now. But like with Ty Mello, it's just injuries and consistency. She's not consistently good is the issue. Like there's times where she looks fine. Like her first match back, she looked pretty dang good. And then like the next few matches, she looks kind of like whatever. Just kind of, and I will say, I'm going to give like a little bit of a saving grace to the women. The women not being booked consistently also does also does hurt them and makes them more inconsistent at times. So there's that as well. I think she could also probably be wrestling around the indies a lot more too. That would help her out a lot. So I'm gonna say they're not gonna succeed as a team. I don't think so. And then the last one, Willow Nightingale. I know what you might be thinking. Willow Nightingale successful? She's already successful. TBS champion, New Japan Strong Women's champion. That's fine and all. Both of those like under 30 days. No, wait. The TBS title like under 30 days. What is Willow Nightingale realistically? Oh, and she has the Owen Hart Cup tournament win. What has she really done though? What has she really done? She's kind of just there. Like she's really, really good. She's really good in ring. Pretty damn good on the mic. She's very bubbly. Her charisma is absolutely awesome. Her character work is pretty damn good as well. I have to keep picking these up because it's really dang hot. But it's like, what has she done? What has she done to say that she's been successful in AEW? And I think that's going to be a big point when it does come to Willow Nightingale is that what determines success for Willow? Because I think all of us think very highly of Willow. Like I think if you ask most AEW fans, they're pretty high on Willow. Where do we see Willow? Is Willow AEW Women's World Champion? Or is Willow multi-time TBS champion or even like a multi-time tag team champion or whatever kind of belt that they do end up adding? What is she? I think she has so much popularity. Willow Nightingale is very, very popular. I think she could be AEW's Hugger Bailey in the sense that like whenever you need a super bubbly babyface to get that title because you want to add some happiness, I think you put it on Willow Nightingale. But I also question, does it work for AEW? Because the faces that AEW has had have not been like Willow. I don't think there's been one baby face to be a champion in AEW. I think that like there's been a lot of faces, but I wouldn't say Hangman is a baby face. The man was burning down houses and trying to unalive people multiple times. He's not a baby face by any means. Or maybe he's like an AEW version of a baby face. I don't know. Maybe because every company has their different versions, I guess. But I think with Willow Nightingale, it's like just super overly happy, like this freaking just bucket of rainbows and freaking butterflies and sunshines and all that stuff. And then you look at AEW, and it's like more grimier. Does Willow Nightingale contrast too heavily to AEW to ever be an AEW Women's World Champion? Does she? Or is she somebody that should be in that TBS team who has a lot of shorter reigns, but we still remember a lot of the big feuds that happened? Could she, in a sense, I guess you could say, be the John Cena of AEW's like women's TBS division? Maybe even of their AEW women's division. Could she be that where it's a lot of short reigns, super duper mega babyface, fighting against all the bad gals and all that stuff, gets her a belt, holds it for about 30 to 50 days, drops the belt, gets it again later on down the line, drops it 30, 50 days. Like, could she do something like that? I think she could. Because you have Tekla there, you have Mercedes Moné there for as long as about like next year. Maybe Kris Statlander turns heel, so you have her as well. You have Toni Storm if you ever want to turn her heel. You have Jamie Hayter if you ever want to turn her heel. Because I think like any of these women could turn heel. I think Willow probably is the one that could not turn heel unless you go like full on Bailey with it. But you have like and you have Sky Blue, Julia Hart, obviously Megan Bain. So you have like a lot of heels there, or you have at least a good amount of heels there. So I think in a sense she could be a heel. I don't know with Willow. I'm gonna say Willow succeeds. I think if anybody succeeds here, it has to be Willow. It's just, I don't know if she's going to be our version of what success is the thing. I think she's going to be more in lines of what we'll be happier by the end. Like, I think a lot of people weren't happy about John Cena having short reigns, but then you get to the end of it and you're like, you know what, that John Cena guy's been a pretty dang good babyface. And I think that same thing could be said about Willow Nightingale, is that, like, I think in the moment we're going to be upset with it, be like, dang, she's lost a lot. She gets a lot of these short reigns. Why does this happen? But then in the end, we'll be like, damn, you know what? I like that Willow Nightingale. She was really, really dang good. But I don't know. What I do know, though, is that Ring of Honor, this was a question that was asked to me. Probably won't be as long of a segment. This was asked me, though. Will Ring of Honor get a TV deal by the end of 2025? This was asked me by a few people on my live when we're kind of like discussing just random wrestling stuff, and then Ring of Honor got brought up, saying like, could Ring of Honor possibly get a TV deal soon? Ring of Honor is going to be interesting because I think it has the wrestlers. You got Bandito as champion. He's awesome. You have Athena there. She's awesome. You have Shane Taylor Promotion. They're awesome as well. You have Leah Moriarty. You got LFI in the tag scene. You have Mina Shirakawa there, who's really dang fun to watch. I'm so 50-50 on it, man. I think no, because where do you go TV-wise? Like, what TV network are you? Because, like, you want Ring of Honor to be on like at least a TV network that a good amount of people have. So you don't want to go on some like freaking just random TV network, like just random like TV network that only a select few people have. No, and you want to have an app for it as well. That's a big thing nowadays, that people watch stuff on their phones. So the TV network has to align with the phone. I mean, the TV network has to have an app as well. So it's like, could you get a CBS deal? Well, also, I guess, a Paramount deal as well. Could you get a CBS deal? I don't know. And it's like, I mean, I think you probably could. I don't know who Paramount's really tied to like that, but I think you probably could. You getting an ABC one, though? Probably not. Fox? Kind of surprised that AEW actually never went to Fox. I thought Fox would have fit perfectly for them. But, oh wait, they're on TBS and TNT. Could they get a TNT and TBS deal? Maybe. I mean, they do have a lot of AEW wrestlers over there, so maybe there is the world that TBS or TNT picks them up. I don't really know. I also don't want to see any more TNT or TBS titles either. Please no. But for this one, though, I'm going to say not by the end of 2025. No, I think by the end of 2025 is asking a bit too much. Maybe by the end of 2026, I'd be more yes about it. But by the end of 2025, child, no. We're already in. We about to be in October, baby. We about to be in October. No. We're not getting that TV deal for Ring of Honor. Now I'll say this. Could it get announced in 2025 that they get one for 2026? Yes. But will they get one? Like, will they be on a TV network within, like, before the end of 2025? No. And when I mean like we've had episodes and all that stuff. No. I swear, though, if they get a freaking deal announced, it's like December 31st. The next one, though, will Kris Statlander have a top 3 women's championship run of all time in AEW? These are what I believe to be the best runs. If you think it's a better run, fine. Toni Storm 2023, Jamie Hayter, the only one, and then Toni Storm 2025. I would say Jamie Hayter's because that's when she was going up against the Outcast. She had like a little few random ones in there, but mainly it was against the Outcast. I thought it was a really, really damn good run. Best Jamie Hayter's looked. Toni Storm 2023, that was an obvious one. Like, I think just the character-wise, she looked really, really damn good. The whole story with her and Mariah May, really damn good. In 2025, obviously, story with Mariah May ending, and then also you have Athena there, Mercedes there, Megan Bayne there, the Fatal 4-Way there. So you have a lot of, like, great things there. Can Kris Statlander surpass any one of these runs? The 2023 one is going to be interesting because she, in a sense, Toni Storm didn't really have any big-time feuds. It's more so the character. She didn't have any big-time feuds. So I think a major Kris Statlander feud could give her a really big time, could give her like already a big boost. But the character work is going to have to also be there. I think the character work is going to have to be there unless Kris Statlander has like 2 to 3 just major feud. Like if she holds this belt for like 200 days, 300 days, and she has like 2 to 3 major feuds, and then she ends it off with a major feud. Like I'm not, this is just a random one, obviously, random one. If she ends it off with Mercedes Moné, has the part 3 match, and like then Mercedes gets the belt off of her, but it's like a really good story going into the match. Okay, if she starts it off, let's say, because right now she's going to be having a match against Mina Shirakawa. So let's say this Mina stuff leads to a bit more Tony. Not Tony, because I think we want Tony to go away for a second. Or not go away, but like to kind of reinvent herself a bit. Let's say Kris Statlander goes into a Willow Nightingale feud to start. The first big one, like the first major feud is Willow Nightingale because Kris Statlander turns heel. That's great. Should it be the first one though? Or should it be whatever? We'll just say that one. We'll just say that one for now. Fine, whatever, cool. Let's say the first one is Willow Nightingale. All right, we get the big old Willow Nightingale feud. We get maybe about like 2 matches out of it. Maybe get 3. Who knows? We should get we should get some good matches out of it. Okay, so now we have that one, and then we get she's a heel now. Let's say we get a Jamie Hayter feud, and we get like a big time like 2 to 3 match feud with Jamie Hayter. We're also having like other little matches randomly here and there. That's big time. And then we get possibly the Mercedes feud. I think 3 big time feuds that all have major match major matches. So like they happen at pay-per-views. Yes, I think that she could surpass Toni Storm's 2023 reign. Because Toni Storm's 2023 reign is like Rhea Ripley's 2023 reign, where it's just around how popular the person is and how great the character is. It's not necessarily around the matches or the feuds or anything like that. Now, mind you, the 2023 reign does go into like the Mariah May feud, so that's going to be a little fun, but okay. I think that one's like 50-50. Jamie Hayter. Actually, let me say Toni Storm 2025. This one should be a bit easier one to surpass. I think 2023 is going to be the hard one. This should be a bit easier one to surpass. Well, you got the Mariah May stuff. You do have the Mariah May stuff. Oh. Because it's like everything else, yes. The Mercedes storyline was fine. The Athena storyline was cool. The Megan Bayne storyline was pretty good. The Fatal 4-Way was the setup to it, at least. So it's like, you could surpass that. But can you surpass the Grand Slam 2 Revolution, like the storyline between her and Mariah? That I know it's unfair to say, but you have to throw in the other stuff with her and Mariah as well added into the storyline. Okay, you know what? Let's just say maybe can she pass Jamie? Can she pass Jamie? Tony's 2 reigns are so unfair because of the Mariah May stuff. To be fair, though, again, if she has a big storyline that even if it isn't as big as Tony's, if her and Willow can have an awesome storyline, because that's what's going to happen, if they can have an awesome storyline, it gives Tony a puncher. It gives Kris a puncher's chance against Tony. Jamie, I think she can surpass. Only because it's not peak Tony, it's Ruby and it's Saraya, who weren't that great. So it's like, the feud was cool. The matches were kind of just whatever. The feud was cool, though, but the matches were kind of just there. They're kind of like, they were cool. They weren't anything bad. So it's like, I think she could surpass that. I think 2 good feuds, because she's going to have really great matches. It's Kris Statlander. I think Kris Statlander is a better wrestler than Jamie Hayter. Kris Statlander can surpass Jamie Hayter. I think yes. Did I just get a lisp? I said, yeah. How did I get a lisp on a Y? I said, this? Like, what the hell? What the hell? Now I got a lips. What the hell going on here, child? Oh, my goodness. But I think Kris Statlander should be able to surpass Jamie because Jamie's run is good. Jamie's feud is good. The problem is the injury. Now, if you want to say other reigns like Britt Baker, I think she could surpass Britt Baker's. The character work was what really got Britt. The matches are kind of just... The matches hurt it more than Tony's because Tony is a really, really good wrestler. Thunder Rosa... I don't remember much of her reign, to be honest. I'm going to be real with you. I don't remember much of her reign. Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch that because I don't remember much of that reign at all. Nyla's, Riho's, those were fine reigns, not anything special. So it's surpassing Soraya, and I'm gonna be real with you. I love me some Hikaru Shida. Hikaru, we love you over here. We want you back in AEW. It's gonna surpass that 2020 reign of Hikaru's. I love Hikaru, but no. It was the COVID reign. The COVID reign, like it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. Really long reign, just wasn't. It's kind of, it's cool. It's cool. It did eventually go into like the whole thing down the line with Toni Storm that was like the first big match for Toni Storm to turn. That like sparked like the whole entire the Outcast versus the New Generations. Versus the AEW original stuff, which is so funny. Oh my God, AEW originals. We're like 2-3 years in. AEW originals, y'all. Like, get the fuck out of here, Tony Khan. It was so stupid. Oh my gosh, man. But this last one, we're going to go ahead and jump on into it. Either at the end of the show, we'll jump into it another episode. I want to give us a bit more time because I want to write this out just a bit more. Kind of came up with that one last second. So we're going to go ahead and jump on into our big Wrestlepalooza review, also known as Wrestlepalooza as well. I was right. I was right. I am so glad that I did not watch Brock Lesnar versus John Cena because I was right. It was going to be a bad match. I just wasn't right on who the winner was going to be. You had John Cena get 3 AAs off and then had Brock Lesnar get about 16 freaking F5s. Really? That's what you opened up your audience to? I want to remind y'all something real quick. So, if I was to take my podcast to another platform, I'm going to use this because it's very easy. Let's say I took my podcast on over to Twitch. So just took it over to, say Twitch, you guys post videos and all that shit. Took it over to Twitch. And let's say I get them a real shitty podcast. Intro is bad, lighting is bad, quality is awful, the sound is horrible, the topics aren't really in depth, or they're kind of just very, they're worded horribly and stuff like that. You think people would be interested? Do you think people would be interested in that? No. You had a squash match as well, by the way. And mind you, they had one with John Cena and the Rapist back in 2014. That one's for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the combined championships. This one, with absolutely, positively, not a single ounce of build-up, was for nothing. Was for nothing. What are we doing? Having a squash match open up our show on a brand new network. You can't make this up, man. You really can't. Was these the surprises that Triple Safe was talking about? Child, look at, man. I understand the Rapist looks like as if he could easily beat up John Cena. Yes, I get it. He's much bigger. Oh, he rapist. He big, strong man. Look at him. He's so big. He look like he could beat anybody up now. Yeah, I get it. I get 1,000%. The dude look like he could lift up a dang car with one hand. Obviously, John Cena looks like as if he couldn't even lift up a dang spoon. Got it. Okay, cool. Here's the thing. You still don't open it up that way. It looks stupid. Because you know what's worse? The people who might have hopped off of WWE for a few years because they just got bored of it or whatever, imagine them coming back and they seen how the Rapist was back in 2014 and all that stuff where he was squashing a lot of people. Imagine if they pulled up to this for their very first episode and they're like, oh, wow, he's still squashing people. Oh, John Cena's still around. Still super duper mega baby face. Oh, cool. This is fun. Going right back to not watching this bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. Because it's you didn't give them anything new. You didn't give any possible returning fans anything new. You didn't give any new fans anything good. You didn't give any current fans anything good either. No, it sucked. It sucked. It was stupid. The idea of a squash match is stupid. I don't care if the Rapist looks like he could destroy anybody on the roster. It's still stupid. It's still Roman Reigns looks like he can easily whoop Cody Rhodes' ass. We didn't have a squash match with him. We didn't. Jacob Fatu looks like as if he could easily just kill LA Knight. We didn't have a squash match with them. We didn't. Like, so why would you do this with the Rapist and John Cena? It doesn't make any sense at all. Mind you, they're both 48, and he looked like as if he was winded doing all that stuff. So it's like, it was stupid, man. It was so bad. That is an absolute F right there. That was a horrible way to start off your freaking new era. Which, by the way, they've had 3 new eras this year. Odd. The Saudi era, the official Saudi era. The redid Saudi era. What word am I looking for? Reformed, reunited, resigned Saudi era. Yeah, the resigned Saudi era. The Netflix era. Oh, also the CW era for no, that was last year. And then the ESPN era. This is and the end of the Peacock era. This is crazy. The Usos versus the Bronzos. This is as bad as I thought it was gonna be as well. I thought it was actually gonna be a lot better though. But then they had LA Knight get involved. You're like, there we go. There we go. I knew somebody wasn't going to miss the show. It was either going to be LA Knight or Rhea. One of them had to make the show. And you put LA Knight as a special guest referee. That's that build-up that we didn't get. Hey, man, we didn't get really much build-up for this. Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and just add the other person in this dang match. And then, what? Guys. We're going to have Jey Uso versus LA Knight on the following night, and everyone's going to be like, oh, my God, look at the freaking storytelling here. We had LA Knight being a special guest referee match, and then Jey Uso hurts himself, and then LA Knight's checking on him, and then Jey Uso gets speared. Oh, my God, guys, look at that. Then they had a match the next night. Oh, my God, yes, storytelling. Oh, get off of that man's dick. Get off of Triple H's dick. My God. Oh, my goodness. No. Anybody that I hear saying that, stop two-handing it. No. Put it down. That man 50-something years old, it's all wrinkled up and shrivelly. Leave it alone, bro. I ain't think it could get up anymore. Good God. No, it was stupid. Oh, my God, man. You could have just had LA Knight get involved in the match against the Bronzos. Not this. You could have had him go out this freaking Paul Heyman, and that causes the Usos to get distracted and stuff like that. No, this was stupid. Also, Paul Heyman coming out with the Rapist was even dumber because, again, the whole Seth Rollins thing, which, mind you, Seth Rollins never addressed, so there's that as well. So yeah, no. The Usos and the Bronzos I'm giving that a D. I'm so giving that a D. It was so bad. It was so bad. Oddly paced, spot fest. It was ugh. And that's the only reason why they had the LA Knight. Why they had LA Knight be the special guest referee, so they could do all the crazy spots. It was bad. Now, next up, we have Io versus Stephanie. And this is the match I got a lot of hate for on social media because I said it was just fine. It was just fine. Nothing different than your last 2 matches. Still a whole sign of respect and all that stuff. Don't know why they even needed to do that. Could have easily just had them be a bit more aggressive with each other. We've seen it with Rhea and Io. We've seen that Naomi was putting into Stephanie's head that Io was dog walking her and all that stuff, that she would never let that happen to her. You could have had Stephanie be a bit more aggressive. Could have had her really trying to be the one, la primera, but you ain't really want to do that either. You ain't want to do that. You want to keep it real safe. So, we're going to have Stephanie and Io just be real respectful and all that stuff and yada, because they're best friends. They love each other. Oh, man, look at Stephanie and all that. Like, no. No, you could have had Io being a lot more aggressive. You could have had Stephanie being a lot more aggressive. You could have also, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but you could have had Rhea Ripley be there because you had Asuka say that she was going to be there to help Io Sky win the match, but you did not have Asuka pull up, nor did you have Kairi Sane pull up. Had you had both of those two pull up, you could have had Rhea and Nikki pull up to add more to this dang match, but you didn't want to do that. But you just didn't want to do that either. No. Okay. I don't get it. But okay. No, the match needed a whole lot more to it, in my opinion. I think you needed Stephanie being a lot more aggressive. It could have been a finally you could have expanded upon her character. This is the problem with NXT. Both of her title reigns, the NXT North America title and the NXT title, she never expanded upon her character once. She never acted more aggressive even towards people that she should have been acting more aggressive towards, like Fatal Influence, like Julia, like Jordan Gray, like any of them didn't act any more aggressive towards them. Then you do the same thing with WWE. She's not acting any more aggressive towards anybody. And it's very clear the woman can't be a babyface. She cannot be a babyface. She's super dang monotone on the mic. She has no charisma to save her life. The woman can't be a babyface. If you put her as a more cockier face, she might look better. Go look at AJ Lee. Go look at Sasha Banks. Go look at Roxanne. Look at them when they played a babyface versus a cocky face. They look 10 times better as a cocky face. And it wasn't because, oh, baby faces are bland and boring. No, it was simply because they don't look good as baby faces. Bayley, awesome baby face. John Cena, awesome baby face. Cody Rhodes, awesome baby face. Jey Uso, awesome baby face. Sami Zayn, awesome baby face. Certain people can play certain roles. They can't play their, Bianca Belair, awesome baby face. These though, Stephanie Vaquer, AJ Lee, Roxanne, Sasha Banks, they weren't able to play super duper mega baby faces. So you make them be just a bit more cockier. And that's exactly what should happen with Stephanie Vaquer. Now, I know someone's going to say, well, why not have this happen later? Why are you so mad? It could easily happen later. Like I said earlier, as a storyteller myself, the first chapter matters the most. Matter of fact, it's the first couple of words that matter the most. Some people will care. Some people will care. But more people would care a lot more if it would have happened now, to show the fans and to show the locker room that there is a new bad bitch in town. I'm not using bitch in that way, but there's a new bad bitch in town. It ain't just Rhea Ripley who the bad bitch around here. It's also Stephanie Vaquer who is a bad bitch around here as well. And she is going to start putting belt to all y'all asses. She's going to start putting belts to all of y'all asses. It would have been great. But you didn't want to do anything. Triple safe. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Can we please end the Seth Rollins CM Punk stuff? Can we please end it? These guys have absolutely, positively, without a doubt, no chemistry in the ring. They don't have an ounce of chemistry in the ring. And I think that's why the storyline, this is where I'm going to kind of sort of give Triple Safe a little bit of leeway on this. I think a big problem is that the story is big money, but these guys just don't have any kind of chemistry in their body at all. Now the problem is as well though, because I don't want to give Triple Safe full leeway here. The problem is also there's no expansion of the story. There's not. Seth Rollins takes Paul Heyman and it leads to no expansion. Expansion is not just Seth Rollins has Paul Heyman now. Seth Rollins has the Seth Riders. No. It's expanding upon the story, the now new betrayal by Paul Heyman, and really hammering that home, that level, the betrayal, and how much it messed with CM Punk, how much it hurt CM Punk, and having Seth Rollins really glamoring over Paul Heyman, showing us why Paul Heyman is so important to Seth Rollins, why he would be such an important person to get by having Paul Heyman do things for Seth Rollins that wasn't happening before. Possibly getting him out of getting him out of bad situations like bad title matches, or maybe allowing him to do extra things in the ring. Something, just anything. There's been nothing other than the freaking Seth Riders. So it's like, it's more of they're telling us, they're more of like telling us what it is instead of just showing us through actions. And in storytelling, again, I always go back to, I love going back to storytelling. Any storyteller will tell you, you would rather show your audience through actions rather than tell your audience exactly what it is. So for instance, if someone is trying to break into a house, like you're writing about someone breaking into a house, and you just tell us the house is being broken into, the people inside were scared, it's not great. Yeah, we can picture it, we can see it. Obviously, I get a visual picture of it, but I'm not getting any kind of anything else. Like I can guess, oh, they're scared. I can guess the people on the outside, like, you know, they're oh my gosh, I'm breaking into a house, but like I don't know if there are people inside are scared. What if they got guns? What if they're not scared because they got guns? What if the people on the outside, they're all cracked out, or like they're just not even, like, they're very nonchalant about it? I don't know. But if you show us rather than tell us by, painting a much better picture by telling us like the door handle, was jiggling, or the floorboards are creaking, the person in the bed hears something, but they're too scared to but they're like, the person in the bed hears something, but they're like really shaking on whether they should get up or not, something like that. Obviously, it'd look better in writing form. I'm more of a writer than I am a speaker. But like, just something like that paints a much better picture. Now we know, okay, person inside is scared. If you have, maybe even like action showing the people downstairs aren't scared, so like they're really rummaging stuff through, they're really rummaging through stuff really loud. They don't care at all. They're trying to break into your house. They're trying to let it be known that they're breaking into your house, and you ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. But if it's very quiet and the person upstairs is kind of like, they hear it, but they're not like fully terrified, you can kind of get the picture that they're they're terrified in the sense that like they don't know what's going to happen to them, but they're also kind of trying to gauge whether or not the person is actually like how terrified the robbers are, because maybe they're super terrified. So she goes down there, I got a gun, they run out, or I'm calling the cops, they run out, something like that. So these are just better ways to show it. With Triple H and what he's done, and this writing staff as well, what they've done is they're just telling us why Paul Heyman is so important. The Seth writers, they're telling us why the betrayal was so important. You just immediately have CM Punk come back and attack Seth Rollins. Like, there's no backstage thing. There's no before show thing. There's never really any promos about it. It's just an immediate, CM Punk just coming to get his, just coming to whoop Seth Rollins' ass. And mind you, he didn't even go in the ring when Seth Rollins was in the ring. He went when Seth Rollins had a match, so it's even worse. So yeah, no, I think Seth and CM Punk, they need to stop having matches. It is really, really just not good anymore. But the match overall, besides CM Punk and Seth Rollins and their whole back and forth thing, it was pretty damn good. I enjoyed a lot of it. I thought there was a lot of little great moments there. You have AJ Lee and Seth Rollins little moments with like Seth Rollins doing like the little skipping and all that stuff, really trying to get into the head of AJ Lee. Like, you see a lot of like that mastermind versus mastermind at work with Seth Rollins and AJ Lee, while also Seth Rollins trying to show that he can be as unpredictable as AJ Lee. I liked the moment where Seth Rollins dropped Becky Lynch, and he's supposed to drop her onto AJ Lee, but he didn't end up dropping her, dropped her right on her face. It was kind of, in a sense, just showing that like they're not the most in sync with each other, or that maybe like AJ Lee and CM Punk are actually ahead of them. You had the moment where AJ Lee's revving up the damn stomp, and then Seth Rollins immediately just grabs her and drops her on her face. You had a lot of great moments there. I even like the little moment where they're on like top of like the announce tables, and then you get like the what I didn't see coming was Becky Lynch just throwing AJ Lee right into CM Punk and CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I didn't even see that coming, and it was almost it was a funny little thing, because it was like, on the outside of it, you might like, or on the surface, you're like, oh, it's just, whatever. It's Becky Lynch throwing AJ Lee into CM Punk and Seth Rollins. But what you don't realize is that happened after Seth Rollins dropped Becky Lynch on her face. So you're like, so then when you see Becky Lynch doesn't really care that Seth Rollins is about to get slammed through the table as well, now it's like, oh, so Becky Lynch sees that Seth Rollins was going to put her body at risk. So now Becky Lynch is like, well, I guess we're just going full balls to the wall with it. If you get hurt, you get hurt. We need to win this match. And so she throws AJ Lee into CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I really like that spot as well. Overall, I thought it was really dang great. For the people saying that Becky Lynch didn't sell the Black Widow that well, yes, she did. I don't think people realize that Becky Lynch is like way bigger than AJ Lee. So she wasn't supposed to overly sell it and be crying and all that stuff, because she's way bigger, and she's also the man. She's very cocky. So why would she be like crying like a baby and all that stuff? So no, it doesn't make any sense for her to overly sell it. You can do that, but AJ Lee is way smaller than her. There's no point for her to be overly selling that at all. So I really liked that match. It was the best match of the night for me. AJ Lee looked awesome in the match. Obviously, there was that little point, though, where she was kind of like going like this that I thought was really odd. But that's just fucking triple safe again, because AJ Lee didn't do that when she was in WWE. I don't know why he got all these damn smaller women doing that. It's so stupid to me. I don't know, but the last match of the night, do we even need to talk about this match? Oh, man, this match was a shit show. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. What the hell was this match? The Rapist versus John Cena match didn't go that long. The Usos versus the Bronzos didn't go that long. Io and Stephanie was a pretty short match. The mixed tag match was pretty longer. But what? So Cody and Drew couldn't go longer than 10 minutes? 10 minutes? Come on, bro. Nah, man. What are we doing, bro? The match was hella short. It didn't even feel like a main event match. Like AJ Lee versus and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch had way more main event feel. That should have been the main event in my opinion. Cody and Drew, man, that felt like a regular Friday Night SmackDown match to me, bro. It felt just like so just uneventful. It felt just very bland. It felt like nothing really happened. They tried to do a little callback to when Drew McIntyre put Cody through the dang announce table, but for some reason he wasn't allowed to do it, and then he started hesitating when he was going to do it. And I was just like, huh? And they got the ref going outside the ring and all that stuff to pick up the dang thing. I'm just like, what the hell is going on here, bro? What are we doing? Like what was the story in this match? There was no story at all. I didn't get a sense of desperation from Drew McIntyre. I didn't get Cody Rhodes any kind of underdog thing from Cody Rhodes. He felt like he was in control of most of the match. This match was a shit show, bro. This match sucked. It sucked. It was really bad. Like, oh my gosh, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This might be Cody Rhodes' worst match since being back in WWE. I genuinely believe. Let me think about this. This is definitely his worst one-on-one match. It was bad. Like, it was awful. It was disgusting how bad this match actually was. The fact that, like, the fact that you ain't had a special guest referee to this match, child, even Cody and Drew had a better match of having Randy Orton get interfered and accidentally costing Cody Rhodes the title. That would have been way better than this bullshit. Mind you, I didn't need Cody Rhodes losing the title. I just don't get why the hell, like, I don't know what to say about it, y'all. I'm at a loss for words. Because you would think Cody and Drew, it's a great match. Should be a really, really damn good match. At the very bare minimum, is a 3 out of 5 match. At the very bare minimum. This is a 2 out of 5. And the problem is, because Triple Safe does not let his wrestlers wrestle. They barely even be there. And when they are there, they're having freaking promos all the damn time. It's all the damn time with his goddamn promos. Every fucking show, it's Cody with a promo, Cody with a promo, Cody with a promo, Drew with a promo, Drew with a promo. Here goes Drew with a match, but Cody gets a promo, Cody gets a promo. Cody's not there, Cody's not there, Cody's not there, Cody's not there. Rhea's not there, Rhea's not there. Rhea's backstage, Rhea's giving backstage promos, Rhea's doing backstage promos. Rhea's not in the match. Rhea does some little interference thing. Rhea's over here. Rhea, it's just like, dude, can people wrestle? I understand it's World Wrestling Entertainment or Worldwide Entertainment, whichever one you want to freaking use. Worldwide Entertainment. Okay, I get it. It's Worldwide Entertainment. I understand that. But, dude, let your wrestlers wrestle. It's not going to look good if the folks can't wrestle as much as they want to wrestle. Also, if you have some younger wrestlers, that would help as well. But no, I guess you don't want to do that. The problem is, though, Triple Safe and TKO are too money hungry. If you believe it's just TKO, I'm sorry to tell you it's not just TKO. It's Triple Safe and TKO. They're way too money hungry. So they want their wrestlers, the big name wrestlers, the Codys, the Romans, the Rheas, the Biancas, the Livs, the Eos, the whoever else, the Jays and all that. You want all of them to go do X, Y, Z. Go do Slim Jim, go do Street Fighter, go do movie, go do TV show, go do talk show, go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that, go do that, go do this. And then what happens? They're gone for so long because they get all this they're gone for so long, it gets WWE so much money because you got people go over here getting because it's not just the wrestlers that get big old contracts from these shows. It's also WWE that'll get paid as well, a percentage. So they're getting money from that. They also get more exposure from that because these people are on other people's shows. They're like, oh, who the heck is that? They want to find out who that is. Oh, they're over here in WWE. I want to check them out. I like them in this freaking show. It's really cool. But then they come back to WWE, and what happens? I.e., Liv Morgan. What happens? Liv Morgan randomly gets hurt because she can't plant right. Because she's not used to planning for like over 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks, she's gone. And that's what hurts the product. I mean, that's what hurts them, is that you don't have them wrestle, so they get hurt. Look at look at this match. Look at this match. Look at Roman when he first came back. It didn't look the greatest. It looked fine. It didn't look like anything special. And then look how long it took to get the freaking Cody and Roman stuff. It took weeks upon weeks to get that damn Cody Roman tag match. It's just like, y'all, they have to let them wrestle. And they don't let them wrestle, so they don't always have the greatest looking matches. We're about to get John Cena versus AJ Styles. We're going to get John Cena versus AJ Styles. And John Cena's not going to be wrestling until that match, after just having a squash match. So realistically, John Cena's last real match is going to be against Logan Paul. Is this going to be a good match? Or is it going to be just a cool match? When was the last time John Cena had a good one-on-one match that didn't have a stipulation added to it? As a face, mind you, because as a heel, I mean, he's had the 2 other matches that had all kind of like stuff added into them. But like John Cena and CM Punk wasn't looking that good, even as a heel. John Cena and Randy Orton was like cool until all the stuff got added into it. But that's not gonna happen with this match because AJ Styles is a face and John Cena is a face. So. And you got the El Grandes as well. You got the damn Starbucks orders that are probably going to get involved in this match too. So, yeah. Wrestlepalooza was a shit show. All Out was amazing. All Out was absolutely awesome. Cope and Christian versus FTR. I love the fact that AEW showed more respect to John Cena than WWE does. Oh man, AEW really pressured WWE to giving us John Cena versus AJ Styles. They really pressured us into this. Oh my gosh, man, that is amazing. Shout out to AEW, man. Y'all pressuring WWE to give us the things that we want over there. Goodness gracious. But Cope and Christian versus FTR was really damn good. Starting off a little. Let me say this: the crowd ruined everything. The crowd did not do what the crowd was supposed to do. They were loud, but they were not loud when necessary. They were very quiet a lot of times. That was a big issue. They weren't getting overly involved in the show. They weren't overly booing when FTR was on top. Like even Nigel McGuinness made a comment saying that like, you know, or it might have been somebody else, but I think it was Nigel McGuinness. They made a comment saying that like, you know, the crowd really can't get into it because, you know, Cope and them, they're not, because you know Cope and them has been taking so much in this match. Pause. But it's not. It's like no, like he was just trying to like play it off, but no, the crowd sucked. The crowd sucked. They were Toronto. I see why Canada hates y'all, because y'all suck. Like it's really, really bad. That was absolutely awful, and it's just like. It's like it messed up a lot of the matches where I think a lot of the matches could have been much better had the crowd been more into it. But the crowd was just like whatever. They're just it's just Toronto. They're like Vegas. It's awful. Look at a Raptors game. So yeah, no, I think like Cope and Christian versus FTR was really good. It's just they could have been way better. Obviously, had the crowd been into it. But I liked everything that happened into it. And then towards the end, you have Beth Copeland, not Beth Phoenix. That's Beth Copeland, y'all better get her name right, or also known as B Cope. You had B Cope get involved as well, and she took out Stokely, and then she literally took out Stokely. And then after Cope and Christian got the big old win with the 1D, that was pretty cool. Christian also hit an RKO too. That was really cool to see. But like they had like their little celebration. And here comes Nick Wayne. Here comes Kip Sabian. FTR is taking out everybody, and then they take out B Cope with this. I think is their finisher called the Shatter Machine. I think that one's called a Shatter Machine, where they have her like up like this, and like they kind of like just drop down on you from the top rope. It's a really stupid finisher. It looks absolutely awful. I think it is called the Shatter Machine. Either way, I'm really excited to see what happens going forward with FTR and Cope and them and the matriarchy and all that. I think it's gonna be really awesome. We're gonna see B Cope spear Mother Wayne for sure. We all know that's coming. Maybe we'll even get like a cool like fatal 5-way. Maybe we'll get somebody to help out Cope and Christian. Not sure who would help them out, but somebody will help them out though. Somebody that got beef with like the Kip Sabian and maybe even Jurassic Express. Maybe they'll deal with the Young Bucks first, and then they'll go help out Cope and Christian. Not really sure though. But yeah, no, that was really cool. MJF versus Mark Briscoe. Awesome match. I thought the TNT match was going to be bad because it was a TNT match, tables and thumbtacks. But it started off amazing with Mark Briscoe just saying, okay, y'all thought this match was going to be stupid. Y'all thought the stipulation was stupid. Let me go ahead and throw all these damn thumbtacks out here. All right, MJF, get your ass in here. You get the whole picture going around of MJF looking like he's on his period. Oh, man. Oh, that was amazing. But there was like, you had that moment happen. You obviously had both guys trying not to go into the dang thumbtacks. You had both of them go eventually into the thumbtacks. It looked awesome, man. I loved every single aspect of it. Mark Briscoe getting the big win was amazing. Like, if it's something I'm kind of like speeding through a lot of this, I'm not. It's just there's not much thing to. So it's like if it's positive, I don't have much thing to say about it because like they did a great job. The crowd was kind of into this match, but still kind of having issues. But like, I loved every aspect of it. I loved how like the commentary acted in the match. Like they were very like they were overly animated when things did happen, and it didn't feel like it was like forced. It felt very natural. And I love the fact that Mark Briscoe did win because this, like I said, going to Mark Briscoe versus Hangman and Page, which eventually has MJF cashing in and getting his win by possibly pinning Mark Briscoe. So that'd be really cool to see. I once again wish it could have been like a random cash in because it would have been better, but whatever. But yeah, no, I was happy about the match. I thoroughly enjoyed the match. I thought it was one of the better matches of the night. Honestly, there's not really a bad match on the night except for this next match, Eddie Kingston versus Big Bill, mainly because the ending. But also, like I said before, it shouldn't have been a match. Big Bill should have been there with a microphone, talking like Big Bill does, and then having Eddie Kingston coming out and start whooping his ass. So it should have been. Then you have Brian Keith coming out to save Big Bill. You could even have Big Bill tell Brian Keith to go to the backstage that he's got this and all that stuff. And then Brian Keith comes on out to help out Big Bill. Then here comes Hook and all that. I think it would have been a lot better because the match kind of weird and it ended kind of weird too. Like a spinning back fist that did not hit Big Bill at all. Mainly because Big Bill's supposed to get his big ass on up, but he didn't get his big ass on up. I think because he didn't even know like how to really measure it because like how tall he is. I think he realized that. I think he might have thought that he was up high enough, but clearly he wasn't. So yeah, nah, I'm not gonna give him like too much flack for it because it's like, no, I gotta give him flack for it. You got to be more aware of that, especially if you're gonna be on a pay-per-view. Like, come on, buddy. Especially if you're gonna call out Eddie Kingston. Like, come on, my guy. But. Overall, that was the worst one on the card. I'm going to be real with you. But, I mean, hey, shout out to Eddie Kingston and Hook being together. I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but I'm interested to see where this does go. Next matchup, though, we had Mercedes Moné versus Riho. And hands up, I was wrong. I should have never doubted Mother Mercedes. I should have never doubted my other wrestling mother Mercedes. I don't know why I ever did. Child, I knew Mercedes. Man, I should have known Mercedes was going to have a great match. I should have known she was going to have a great match. I also maybe was a bit too hard on Riho. It was her first match back in that tag match. So maybe I was a bit too hard on Riho and saying that like her and Mercedes didn't really look that good together. But I thought they looked awesome together in this match. I thought both of them did their thing in this match. I thought there was a lot of spots that looked really damn stiff. But Riho just likes pain, I guess. So yeah, that kind of how she's always wrestled, where she likes to be wrestling in like a stiff style. So there was a lot of that. I love the submission that they were pulling out on each other. I love Mercedes doing that. It's not the Lyra submission, but it's the submission that I've seen Lyra do most recently. So I like the submission that she did that Lyra does a lot. I thought that was really cool as well. Mercedes was definitely a technician in this match, a lot more of a technician than she usually is. I like that, and I even like the ending. Her cheating a little bit to get the win. Thought that was pretty interesting. Sadly, it wasn't Robin Renegade or Charlotte Renegade coming on out, which frustrates me, but whatever. But I think it's still going to happen. I think Mercedes and Riho might not be done yet, and I could see Riho eventually being the one to dethrone Mercedes if they decide to go in this direction, seeing as how you had stuff with Kris Statlander getting the AEW Women's World title. Now, she's the first woman to get the AEW Women's World title and the AEW TBS title, so what could happen with Riho? Could she be the next one to get it? It's going to be really cool to see. But I did like the match overall. I thought it was honestly the best match of the night, in my opinion. Storyline and everything. I thought the story of the match was pretty good. Storyline was fine. I thought it was overall pretty damn good. It was Mercedes really just taking it to Riho showing that the David versus Goliath kind of storyline, even though, Mercedes isn't really a Goliath in a sense. But it's pretty damn good, though, in my opinion. Like I said, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed the match. It was really, really damn good. Next up, though, we have timeless Tony Storm, who is no longer timeless, versus Jamie Hayter, Kris Statlander, my God, that's a hell of a woman, and Tekla. Okay, first off, is it Tekla or Thekla? Because y'all motherfuckers keep going back and forth with this damn name. Is it Tekla or Thekla? Can somebody pick a name and stick to the name, please? Please. I hear Tony Storm call her Thekla. I hear RJ call her Tekla. I've heard Tekla say Tekla, but I've also heard Tekla say Thekla. Pick a fucking name before I pick up the name for y'all. Before I pick a name for y'all, I'm going to give you one of these to pick a name with, and I'm going to give you one of these to pick a name with. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Pick a name. Pick a name. Goodness gracious. Tired of this shit. But Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, Kris Statlander, Tekla, awesome. Cinema. Loved it. Amazing. I even loved the moment the moment I loved the most was when Tekla speared the hell out of Jamie Hayter. They was going back and forth with each other. Bryan Danielson was like, oh, I don't know if you should be doing this now. You're not going to win that battle of power with Jamie Hayter. And then, boom, spear. Bryan Danielson was like, oh, maybe you will. Oh, my God. Speared the shit out of her. Also, speaking of spears real quick, shout out to AEW's commentary for being more respectful to WWE talent than WWE's commentary is of AEW talent. When Cope did the spear, the first thing they said was when he did the five knuckle shuffle and then the AA, they said this is an homage to one of his greatest rivals. When John Cena did the spear, just like how Edge would do it, Michael Cole's first thoughts were, that's the Roman Reigns spear. Like, get the fuck on out of here. But yeah, no, I loved that moment. I loved the Wheeler Yuta popping up in the beginning, which eventually led to the ending of Kris Statlander getting the seatbelt win to get the AEW Women's World Title. That's gonna be a really fun storyline going on with her and the Death Riders. I talked about it before already, so I don't want to keep beating a dead horse on what I think the story's gonna be. So if you want to know what I think the story's gonna be, check out the past video. I talked about it already. I think I talked about it in my short as well. Which, by the way, shout out to y'all for blowing the shorts up. They've been doing really good over these past couple days. What was the other thing I really liked in this match? The flow of it. Honestly, it flowed very, very well. I think everybody looked awesome in this match. I think everybody looked like as if they were in the same league as each other. Nobody looked like they were slower than each other. I like how Tekla's sporadicness and chaoticness really meshed well with Tony Storm's what'd you say, braggadociousness or lustfulness? I don't really know which one you would say. Also, ever since Mercedes, Tony ain't really been eating nobody. What's up with that? Not that I need her to be eating anybody ever again, but like, what's up with that? You ain't do it to Athena. You ain't do it to Jamie. You ain't do it to Kris Statlander. You ain't do it to Tekla. I think they're all, snacks. I think they're all snacks. Like, look at Kris Statlander. You literally called her my God. You said, my God, that's a hell of a woman. And you continue to flirt with her. You ain't try eating her. What the fuck are you trying to eat Mercedes? I need the wrap up of that storyline. What the hell? You ain't never tried to eat Mina. You ain't never tried to eat Mariah. Just Mercedes. And I can't even say, oh, you just like chocolate, because Athena right there. You ain't tried to eat that chocolate. Oh, you just like caramel, huh? Oh, you one of them only like light skins, not the dark skins, huh? Look at me standing up for dark skin, man. Shout out to all my dark skin folk out there. Oh, delicious. I was going back to Open Phoebe. But no, I do need like a wrap up on that whole Tony Mercedes thing, because yeah, I just don't get why you was wanting to eat up on Mercedes but nobody else. But anyways, I don't really know, man. I don't really know. Maybe she was just telling Juice Robinson something, man. Maybe Juice Robinson was watching and she was like, hey, one of us. Not D. Wade Gabrielle, you. Oh my gosh, man. People always find it weird that I can like have a conversation basically with myself and be laughing so much. When you grew up talking to yourself, you could do this thing. So yeah, no, this match was awesome, man. I love the hell out of this match. Honestly, it's hard to pick a match of the night because I loved every one of these matches. Like I really, really love this Fatal 4-Way. I think Fatal 4-Ways are either like really good though, or like I can't think of like an elite Fatal 4-Way. Like this wasn't an elite Fatal 4-Way, and I really can't think of a time where there's been like an elite Fatal 4-Way. I think Triple Threat's a lot more elite matches than there have been Fatal 4-Way matches. I don't know what that is, but every woman showed the hell out in this match. Salute to Kris Statlander getting your big old W. Like I said, the mic work and all that stuff, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but Absolutely awesome wrestler. One of the best in-ring wrestlers in AEW. So shout out to her. And then next up, speaking of Fatal 4-Ways, yeah, a really damn elite one. Ben Bradito. Guns up. Not they done stole the guns up thing from damn, bro. The Bullet Club go losing everything these days. Versus the Young Buckaroonies versus Jet Speed versus Josh Alexander and Hechicero. Bang, bang. It was a spot fest. It was a spot fest. But, duh, it's a ladder match. It's not going to be real wrestling, real grappling and all that stuff. Not going to be no Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. No. Nah, but it was absolutely awesome, man. I loved the hell out of this match. I thought there was about 15 times it looked like somebody might have died. I thought Bandito might have broke his damn arm when he fell, when he came up the ladder after the moonsault, moonsault with the freaking, moonsault with the ladder. I thought he like broke his damn arm. I guess he just kind of like just jolted it or something like that. Like kind of like just stiffed it. I thought he broke it. I thought there was that point where, was that Speedball when he did his like little front flip thing. I thought he like broke his damn leg for a second. I thought Hechicero broke his damn fingers. I thought Brody King just died. I mean, not Brody King. What was that, Speedball? No, yeah, that was Speedball. I thought Speedball just died as well. Or was that Speedball? Yeah, it was Speedball. Kevin Knight, man, why my guy got to get pushed off the goddamn ladder, bro? Oh, man. All these damn folks pushing my guy off the goddamn ladder, bro. Come on, man. He was like right there. He was right there. But shout out to Brody for getting the big time win. I thought that was really awesome. I thought they looked absolutely amazing. I loved every part of it. I loved every part of it, to be honest, man. They looked really, really damn good together. They look really damn good together. They, as not all four of the teams, they looked really damn good together. I thought the chemistry was great. Young Bucks still just somehow continue to look as elite as they are. These guys like have literally never slowed down. Jet Speed is just getting better and better. I think they just got to get more fluidity as a tag team, and they're going to be a really damn good one. Hechicero and Alexander looked fine in this match. I think they didn't look special by any means, but I think like they looked good enough. Obviously, they was a thrown together tag team. It wasn't going to be like the greatest thing in the world. And shout out to Brody for getting the big time win, man. I liked them as a tag team. I really, really liked them as a tag team. And shout out to the ending of this, the post match of, Jack Perry coming on back, attacking the Young Bucks. I thought he was going to come back during the match, but he actually just came back afterwards, attacked the Young Bucks. And then we got the big old package. Pause. It was Shelton Benjamin. Shout out to Maven. Maven, you are a sick, sick man. Shelton, you're sicker, though, because why were you just showing this man your dick? And why do we need to find out that Shelton Benjamin has a big dick? Why did we need to find that out? Maven, why do you... These WWE locker rooms are a lot freakier than I thought they were, man. It wasn't just Paige and it was a whole Shelton Benjamin too. Freak ass. Oh my God. I should have looked at Shelton Benjamin and thought he was a freak, man. I know how he get down. Oh, child. Shelton. Put that dang thing over. Put that weapon away. The weapon of mass destruction. I'm never getting a Shelton Benjamin interview. He's going to come across this episode of me talking about his dick and be like, no, we're not doing an interview. Oh, my gosh, man. I forgot to write that match down. It's one of the matches that happened, by the way. I had all the freaking... Oh, that's why, because I thought I already had it written down. The match I was missing was Eddie Kingston and Big Bill. But, the package popped up on the screen of Jack Perry digging up something, and we find out that person that he was the one that brought back Luchasaurus, and then Luchasaurus popped up and saved Jack Perry. That was really awesome. I love that so much, man. Jurassic Express is back. I think they're going to be doing wonders for the tag division. I think they're going to help it out a lot. That they're going to add more stability to the division. I think they're going to be able to be a face team that might go over somebody in the future. I think right now they'll probably be like just kind of working their way on up, but they're really damn good though. They're really damn good individually. I love the whole entire storyline. I talked about it in a TikTok video. I think I talked about it on here as well. So if you haven't seen that whole entire thing, you can go check that thing out. I don't want to like get into a whole freaking content creation thing. I'm a jiggy right here. You can go check it out. Maybe I'll even like clip it into this episode. Who knows? Actually go check it out because it's a YouTube short that I'm trying to get bigger and bigger. So yeah, but that was a really awesome moment. And then next up, speaking of that match and. That was a really awesome moment. And I guess speaking of his, since we already just talked about his dick, Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, and MVP were going up against Ricochet and GOA, also known as The Demand. Oh, man. See, Tony Khan, this is why folks be saying your story's trash, bro. It ain't because of the fact that the stories are trash. It's because of stupid-ass names, bro. Can't beat the uncreative allegations, man. What the hell? The Demand? The Demand? Just because they dress up as the freaking three admirals from One Piece, Aokiji, Kizaru, and Akainu, doesn't mean, and you know, they're like the ones that demand like the peace and all that stuff. They're the ones that run everything. Doesn't mean you get called the freaking three dudes that demand. No. Name is trash, bro. The Demand. Just because we demand it. Like, bro, just because someone get a catchphrase don't mean they got to be a damn name. No. Oh, God, man. Oh, my gosh. But the match was pretty damn good itself. Toa Leona taking out both, or is it Leona? I think it's Leona. Toa Leona, I don't know which one it is. Because, again, that's another one they go back and forth on. Taking out both Bobby and Shelton toward the end of the match. And then you have Bishop Khan and Ricochet in the ring taking out MVP. I thought someone was going to come out to help them out. Sadly, they didn't. I thought Keith Lee would appear. Sadly, no, none of that either. Wasn't hiding underneath the desk. Nothing like that. Maybe he was hiding underneath the ring and they just forgot to kind of do it. Maybe like they had too many surprises. Also, this show had a lot more surprises than the other damn show. But okay. Didn't do all that. So, yeah, no, I was kind of surprised by that. It was still a good match overall. It was a really good match overall. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wish there was a bit more to this match. There probably will still be a bit more storyline going forward with these guys, though. But I do wish there was a bit more with this match overall. Trios belts would have helped. Just making it really like between Ricochet and MVP a lot more would have helped too. Like maybe even having the Demand jumping MVP afterwards, and then Bobby and Shelton get in the ring, and then the Demand gets out of the ring so you can really advance the storyline more, or even having them take out Bobby and Shelton afterwards. That would have been really good. Just decimate the Hurt Syndicate right there to really make the Hurt Syndicate have to rebuild themselves in a sense to be able to get back up to that. You know, we're the biggest, baddest team in AEW, and we're the ones that go around hurting people, not the other way around. I think that would have been really, really cool. But, I mean, I enjoyed the match overall. I stopped giving letter grades for this stuff about a while ago because everything else I don't really need to give a letter grade to. But next up, though, we had Takeshita Okada Dorada. I thought it was a really good match, but, I mean, maybe I just didn't see it as well. Match of the year candidate was kind of crazy from folk, bro. This wasn't even the best triple threat we had this year. No, it was like a really great match, but Dorada hard carried this match. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, he hard carried this match. Takeshita and Okada looked really damn good in the match, but Dorada carried the hell out of this match. Shout out to Dorada, man. I really hope AEW does pick him up at some point in time because I think he'd be really good there, but he probably likes being a CMLL a lot more. It is like a major company as well, so it's not like as if, he has to go to like another major company. He's in a major company. I got to take these damn glasses off for a while because my head is starting to hurt a lot and it's getting really sweaty. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know if y'all can see it on me, but like, I am sweaty as hell. It is bad. It doesn't help with the fact that I was like untangling my hair, so like I'm getting even more sweaty. I got like those oils all over my freaking face now, so it's, child, we going through a lot here, but we gonna power on through. We only got a few more things to talk about left. But yeah, no, Dorada, I feel like Dorada carried hard in this match, man. I thought he did a lot of the heavy lifting in this match. I think he looked the best in the match. Takeshita and Okada, the only thing I really wish there would have been more of from them was the ending mirroring what was happening in the match. Because, like, in the end, you just have Takeshita and Okada kind of like, just standing side by side. And you just have, like, Takeshita, like, really pissed off. I would have had him kind of get out of the ring, in a sense. I would have kind of had him, like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I mean, well, I guess we'll see what happens going forward. I could always change my mind later. But I like the match. That was a really damn good match. I pretty much enjoyed the match. I pretty much enjoyed the match because of Dorado, though. Like I said, Dorado was awesome in this match. Takeshi and Okada did their own, but it's like I feel like they didn't stand out enough to be able to outshine Dorado. He's just awesome, man. He's super dang awesome. Next up, though, we had Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. Like, goddamn first person to die match is what's going to happen next. Telling y'all, next match we get, somebody dying. Somebody going to end up in, well, I don't know where they're going to end up at, because Darby Allin said that he came from heaven, but he's from hell or something like that in the song. Or, well, the person said that, but... Or no, he came from hell, but I don't know the lyrics. Somebody going to be dying, though. This match, though, was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Mainly because I'm like, okay, it's a coffin match. These guys are more, one's like a brawler, the other one's like a freaking maniac. So I'm like, is it gonna mesh well together? Because it's not really like Darby's style, and they're not gonna get super technical because it's a freaking it's a coffin match. So like, you're not gonna get super technical in this. It's starting off really damn good though. Moxley coming out, Darby just attacking Moxley, doing the coffin drop off the dang top of the off like the top of the stairs, or like with the where that part's at. I don't know what that part's called. And then they finally at some point in time get it back in the dang ring, and they were just going absolutely nuts with each other, just doing the whole fork thing again, digging into each other's ears and all that stuff. I thought there was a point in time where Darby was about to bite that boy ear off. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I'm like, Jon Moxley, please don't go through this, man. Please don't go through this. I know he did bite his earrings out though. I don't know if he like opened them or what, but I know he like bit them out because Marina was picking them up, so I don't know, he like ripped through his ear or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, that looked nasty. I will tell you that right now, that looked nasty. But yeah, no, he done bit through the man's ear, he was biting through his ear and all that stuff. It was a very, very sick match. It eventually had Pac come back at the end, and I think I called that. I think I said Pac was gonna get involved in this match. And I kind of figured that it would just make sense that if somebody was going to get into the match, it was going to be Pac, because I was like, okay, Gabe Kidd and all them get involved. You have enough people to counteract them. But who do you have to counteract Pac? Because Pac was like, the unknown. And I thought that would end up being Jay White. I thought Jay White was going to actually make a big return as well, and he was going to be the one to counteract Pac. But no, in the end, it was actually just Pac to help Jon Moxley get the big win. And I'm like, well, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting Pac to get the win here. I'm like, wow. Like, I was like so shocked that he won. I'm like, really? We're having Moxley win? And then we get to the end of the, like, we get some more close to the end of the night, and I'm like, oh, that's why. Because Darby Allin was going to be lighting Jon Moxley on fire. Okay. Okay. Like I said, next match is going to be somebody to die. The next match, somebody will be dying. I do like that we're getting this expansion of Jon Moxley's character now, where we're seeing a lot of the care that he has for Darby Allin, and that it's not a thing of he's just a bad guy, which is what I've been saying the entire fucking time. And everyone's like, oh no, he's just a bad guy. No, it was never a bad guy thing. I'm glad that y'all are getting it, because I've been saying it from the beginning. I've been saying the storyline is absolutely awesome. I love the Death Rider storyline. But like, he was like talking to Darby and all that stuff, and saying that he doesn't want this to be happening with Darby, and that he does like he wants Darby just to like fall in line and listen to him, because he sees a lot in Darby that he sees in himself. He sees a lot of himself in Darby, and Darby to break out of the damn thing and just light him on fire. So yeah, somebody's gonna die next match. If they have an Inferno match, this better not be like that stupid ass barbed wire match that Moxley and Omega had. Everybody get down! Gosh, that match was so bad, man. I mean, like, it wasn't like the worst, but it definitely was not a good thing at all. But a match that was not bad by any means. It was definitely not bad at all. It was a long ass match. Hangman Adam Page versus Kyle Fletcher. One, salute to Kyle Fletcher for being able to have this long of a match, because I think this is his longest match in AEW. I don't think he's ever had a match like I was damn near 40 minutes long. I didn't even think they were going to go 40 minutes long. Shout out to AEW for knowing that Brock Lesnar, the Rapist, and Cena were going to be opening up the show, so I could just watch Hangman and Fletcher in their match, and then all I got to do, go on over to Wrestlepalooza and skip the whole entire freaking Rapist Cena match. So all I had to do is like just go see the highlights and all that, and I was like, oh yeah, it was a. I saw a TikTok, and it was like literally the amount of time the match was. I was like, oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, it was sad. But yeah, no, Hangman and Kyle Fletcher, absolutely awesome match, man. These guys tore the house down. I thought this main event was really, really damn good. I thought the only thing with the match that I thought could have been better, and maybe it was just because it was a long-ass match, so it was really hard to keep a consistent story, was really showing Kyle Fletcher's resiliency so that eventually if you do want to turn face, you can and have like the whole like super resilient face kind of character for him. But like obviously the resiliency was shown in another way, which was being able to go into such a long match and be able to last all the way until the freaking end of it. Even if you don't get the win, you're still able to last long enough in the match. I just wish I would have seen like maybe just a little bit of possible interferences that led to Kyle Fletcher calling them off. Like, had Don Callis tried getting involved, Kyle Fletcher tells him, nah, get off. If Lance Archer tries to get into the match, like he even starts like walking down like the ring or something like that, Kyle Fletcher sees it and is like, no, you gotta go. We can't do this. I can't lose my title. I can't lose this title. Like, no, we can't do it. Like, I would have loved to see just little bits of those to eventually build to Kyle Fletcher exiting the Don Callis family. And one of the things being is that he just didn't, he went out of his own way to have a match where nobody can get involved, even though he didn't have to even agree to it at all. He could have allowed us to get involved so we could get the world title back to the Don Callis family. Because one of the things going forward now is going to be Kyle Fletcher not doing what the family's supposed to do. Because one of the things going forward that I expect to see is now going to be a bit of looking down upon of Kyle Fletcher in that you didn't listen to what we wanted to do. You want to do your own thing to try to prove that you're your own man, to try to prove that you can do yada, yada, yada. But in reality, you're not ready to do yada, yada, yada. And so I think a lot of his run now with his TNT title run is going to be a lot of Callis family members to help him be able to hold on to the title. And then eventually it's going to probably cause it the whole big old implosion of the Don Callis family, especially after Kenosuke Takeshita does leave. But I did like the match overall itself, though. I thought it was a pretty dang good match. I enjoyed it, like I said, from start to finish. Would have liked a little bit more in there. But overall, really, really dang good. All Out, absolutely amazing, man. This is a really, really damn good show. I am so glad that I paid $40 for it because I got my money's worth, in my opinion. Something I would never pay for, though, is a PWI Insider magazine because, child, what the hell was this PWI Insider's top 10 males list? I'm going to talk about more of this list like another day when like the women's and men's comes out so that I can, just talk about like everything that I think is, so I can like react to like the whole entire thing. But this top 10 is sick. It's sick. So Cody Rhodes, Jon Moxley, Gunther, Hangman Adam Page, Hirooki Goto, Jey Uso, Swerve Strickland, Seth Rollins, Mystico, Will Ospreay. Where the heck is Zack Sabre Jr.? Where the heck is Oba Femi? North American champion, NXT champion. Zack Sabre Jr., two-time IWGP World Champion, and he won the G1 Climax. So where's he at? Why don't we have him here? The dates say they go from June 1st to August 1st. Some people are saying that it's July 31st to August. Some people are saying like it's not from June. It's from, I don't know, man. They're saying August 1st is when it starts, not June 1st. If that's the case, then how the hell does Swerve Strickland make it then? Because he only has like the AEW World Title. He only has like the one match of the AEW World Title. No, it goes before that. But I don't know, man. I think this is like a really. It doesn't make any sense that Zack Sabre Jr. and Oba Femi aren't here because I like Hirooki Goto. What does he have over Zack Sabre Jr.? Nothing. It's win-loss. It's quality of competition. It's prominence within a company, wrestling ability, and it is championships won. Well, he has none of those over Zack Sabre Jr. I think this was here just because like you want to show respect to him, but then if you're doing that, where's John Cena at? John Cena should be here as well, WWE Championship. Like Elimination Chamber win. Why is he not here? But Hirooki Goto's here? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, no, I wouldn't have put Hirooki in my top 10 to be honest. I think he shouldn't have been there. I don't have like my full top 10 list. I'll have it for the next episode for sure, but I don't have it for this episode. Because again, I want to wait for like the men's and women's to come out so I can make both lists. Why is Oba Femi not here though? I think Oba should be here instead of Jay. I think Oba's had better runs. I think all Jay has over Oba is the Royal Rumble win. But like NXT doesn't have a Royal Rumble win. You want to talk about quality of competition? I'm going to base it off of what your company has, not what other companies have in favor of your company. So it's like, obviously NXT WWE are basically the same company, but you know what I mean. So it's like, NXT's quality of competition is developing talents. I'm not going to fault Obafemi for wrestling developing talent. That doesn't make any sense. That makes zero sense that they're faulting Obafemi, because I'm telling you right now, as much as I love Roxanne Perez, if Roxanne Perez is on the top 10, it makes no sense. Because why would she be there, but Oba's not there? You're not telling me it's just for the tag title. You're not telling me it's just for the tag title. She didn't win the Royal Rumble, so I don't want to hear about a Royal Rumble thing. I really don't want to hear about it. So it's like, and then you have Stand and Deliver where she was on the damn pre-show. Well, Obafemi was main eventing. It would make no sense to have Obafemi not be here or Roxanne could be here. Okay, so that's just whatever. Obafemi should be here over Jey Uso. I think both of his reigns are better. Both of his reigns are longer. And I think he wrestled pretty good competition as well. Tony D'Angelo, Wes Lee, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Jasper Troy, Yoshihiko Inamura, Miles Bourne. Oh, he wrestled Moose, who was the X Division champion at the time. So he wrestled the X Division champion along his reign. He wrestled a TNA. No, he was wrestling somebody who was. He wrestled. He beat an NXT champion and Trick. He wrestled a former NXT champion. He wrestled one of the best North American champions in Wes Lee. He wrestled a former DPW champion in Javon. I think he was. It might have been Saquon. No, Javon got it as well, because I think he got it from Saquon. So he's wrestling quality competition. I think the opponent is there for sure. Win-loss record, way better way more wins than Jey Uso, and a whole lot less losses. Only one. So it's like, yeah, no. And the prominence within the company, Obafemi's number one in NXT. Jey Uso's not number one in WWE. And overall wrestling ability, come on, I like Jay, but no, he can wrestle good. I think people who say he can't wrestle are fucking stupid. He definitely can wrestle good. He's just not better than Obafemi. No, that's not it at all. So yeah, no, Jey Uso should not be there over Oba. Zack Sabre Jr. should be here. Seth Rollins should not be here either. It's got to be, I guess Omega might not make it because he doesn't have enough matches, even though I thought he did have enough, but I guess he probably doesn't. And then Okada has enough matches. I don't know why. I would have probably put Okada over Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins ain't got anything. He has nothing. No World Heavyweight title during this reign. He has the Money in the Bank, and that's it. That's it. Are we gonna give him that? Are we gonna give him that for that? Like, come on, really? Like, are we gonna give him the A spot for that? He's literally here for prominence within the company and wrestling ability, and that's it. That's it. No, it's a popularity list with him. And that's no offense to Seth Rollins. I like Seth Rollins, but no, that doesn't make any sense. Seth Rollins should definitely not be on this list. Or at least way, way lower. Also, I found out that Joe Hendry's above Obafemi. That's got to be racist. He literally did nothing more than Oba. He did nothing more than Trick either, so that's stupid. Also, Joe Hendry's above Zack Sabre Jr., which is just as nasty. Literally doesn't even make any sense at that point. Like, that's why I said, like, this list is stupid as hell. Yeah, no. Seth Rollins can't be here. Mystico, based off their criteria, should be number one. So, yeah. Will Ospreay's a funny one because, he has the title. He has some feuds. But, like, there's major feuds as well. I don't know with Will Ospreay, because he has the Kyle Fletcher feud, obviously. He has the Young Bucks feud. He has the Takeshita feud. Like, there's some feuds there for sure, but, like, not anything major. I guess the MJF feud, too. I don't know if I'd have, like, I feel like Will Ospreay should be, based off of the impact alone of what he was doing towards like the whole Death Rider storyline and the whole Young Bucks thing. But it's like, I don't know, top 10 would have been good. I think Zack Sabre has to get over Will Ospreay. I think Will could probably get there another time, but not this year, no. Everything else, though, Cody Rhodes being number one, no. I don't know how the hell he got number one back-to-back years. That is crazy. It should have been Hangman or Moxley or Oba. Or even Zack Sabre Jr. Like, I think any of these guys make better arguments for it. Yeah, no, I think, like, because even with Cody Rhodes, the thing is like this. Is he number one in WWE? Like, is he? Or is it still Roman? Or is it Seth Rollins? Like, you can make great arguments for all three of these guys being number one. I think Cody has a better argument than Seth, but, like, him and Roman can go back to back. And I guess Cody is, like, the champion right now, and he's there more, so sure. But it's like, I don't know, man. Wrestling ability, he's not over Zack Sabre. He's not over Hangman. He's not over Oba. And he's not over Moxley, in my opinion. I think, like, honestly, I got Cody at 4. On this, like, of this list, I have Cody at 4. I would have Oba or Hangman at 1. I think you can make a better case for Hangman at 1 if you want to, because of major feuds. But I think Oba being a solidified number 1 in his company, and I think being a better wrestler, in my opinion, puts him over Hangman. But I think Hangman has, obviously, the major feuds over Oba. But Oba also has the win-loss record as well. But then Hangman has the Owen Hart Cup tournament. So it's like, it's a little shaky. I think you can go back and forth, though. I would go Oba, then Hangman, and then Moxley. I would have Gunther down at number 8. I'm going to be real with you. 2 shitty-ass world title reigns. His wrestling has looked awful since he's gotten the world title. It's just, like, he's had, like, the really good CM Punk match, but that's about it. I think every other match is just pretty cool at best. So he's been a chop merchant. I'm going to be real with you. Like, it's been so awful. I would have Swerve Strickland at like 5. Like, I would have him at, like, 5 or 6. Just solely off the fact of the, like, awesome Hangman feud. You have the Moxley feud, which eventually turned into the Young Bucks feud, which eventually turned the Young Bucks feud into now a Jurassic Express feud because they're going to be, because they turned the jobbers. So when you add all that into equation, now they look a lot better. And see, I don't know if PWI Insider is doing this because I don't think other fans are doing this. Like, when I think of, like, storylines, major feuds, whatever, I love to think, what did this feud do for other things? So Swerve and Moxley had the Young Bucks come back, which eventually leads to Swerve and Will, which eventually leads to Swerve and Will versus Young Bucks. It leads to Swerve and Will versus Young Bucks at All In, which leads to Young Bucks going to Jobbers, which leads Young Bucks to now feuding with Jurassic Express. That makes that feud that Swerve had that much more important. It makes the Moxley feud that much more important, which then makes the Young Bucks feud with Will Ospreay more important. So I can see a valid argument for Swerve at 5. He doesn't have the championship. He doesn't have, like, the longevity of the championship reign because obviously Cody's was a lot longer. But you can also make an argument though that Cody has one good feud, and that's with Kevin Owens. So, like, I'm gonna be real with you. You can make an argument that Swerve Strickland's above Cody as well. It's just the fact that he doesn't have, like, a longer reign is the one thing that hurts him, but I think he has a way, way better 2024 and 2025 than Cody does, especially with the Hangman feud as well, ending at All Out. Like, it's way better in my opinion. But I would have Cody at 4, Swerve at 5. I would have Mystico probably at 6. You could have Hiroki at 7. Actually, okay, if I'm keeping some of the people on this list, because obviously this wouldn't really be my whole list, I would have a lot of people taken off. Just based off of this list, I'm going to keep some of these guys here. So I would go Oba at 1, Hangman at 2, Moxley 3. I would go Zack Sabre Jr. 4. Number 5 would be between Swerve and Cody. I'm going to go Swerve at 5, Cody at 6, Jay at... I don't even know if you can get Jay up here. I don't know if you can. Nah, I'm going to have Mystico at 7. Gunther at 8. Man. I feel like you can make a case. Maybe you can't get Michael Oku up here because he just wasn't as he wasn't, like, not even just as talked about. He wasn't, like, as he's prominent, but, like, Rev Pro kind of weak roster though. Weak roster. Like, they don't have, like, a lot of top tier guys there right now, especially on their men's side. Their women's side is fine. The men's side is kind of where it gets a little shaky. I would have probably Bandito at 8 or Bandito at 9. Because he has, like, the tag titles. He doesn't get until Forbidden Door, but he has the Ring of Honor World title. And he has a lot of awesome matches. The feud with Takeshita, the feud with Chris Jericho, the feud with Hechicero. So he has, like, a lot of those great feuds there. I would say probably Bandito at 9. And then... I don't think there's enough for Omega. Okada's is a stretch for 10. I think he just doesn't have enough. He doesn't have any kind of feuds. That's it. Besides Omega, Takeshita's a good one, but the problem with Takeshita is that he doesn't have the G1 climax. He just only has. He has the 2 feuds, the one with Will and then the one with Omega, and then that's it. Like, that's just quite literally it until the G1 stuff. So yeah, there's that. Man, I don't know, that 10th spot. Maybe I could put Jay there solely off the Rumble win and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, I could see Jay at number 10. I think World Heavyweight title, IC title, Royal Rumble win. I think, and then he had like the Seth Rollins match afterwards. He has the Cody Rhodes match going into King of the Ring. You have a lot of stuff there for Jay. Yeah, I'll put Jay at 10. But someone who should be number one on that PWI Women's Insider's number one list, or top 100 list, it's one woman. And it's very simple. This is the easiest of picks. It's Mercedes Moné. You want to talk win-loss record? Over since June 1st to now, to August, from June 1st to August 1st, she's had a total of 37 matches. No, wait. 35 matches. I want to say that. Let me, I have my pictures over here, I think. She has a total of 35 matches. She won 29 of those. That is an 82% win percentage. Of all the other women you could talk about at number one, those women being, where do I have the picture at? Those being Rhea, Io, Tony, Liv, Athena. They don't have as many matches that are not house show matches, and so their win percentage looks a lot higher, but they don't have as many matches as her. Now, of those 29 matches, 27 of those are title matches. Only a few, I think, 9 of those would be for title. No, 7 of those would be for titles. It would be the obviously the TBS title match, the New Japan Strong Women's title match, the Rev Pro Undisputed title match, CMLL Women's World title match, the AW World title match, and then the Bestia title match, that's it. That's it. Every other match is for her titles. 77% of her matches were for titles. Now, you want to talk about quality of competition. Let's talk about who she's wrestled. She's beaten Athena. Athena, who hasn't lost since 2022. She's beaten Athena. Well, lost in a singles match. She's beaten Athena. She wrestled Mina Shirakawa 3 different times this year. Yeah, 3 different times this year because of a triple threat. She wrestled Stephanie Valquer. She wrestled against Azumi. She wrestled against Toni Storm. She wrestled against Kris Statlander. She's wrestled against some of the best competition. You want to talk about championships won. Do we need to talk about championships won with Mercedes Moné? Do we need to talk about TBS title, Red Pro Undisputed titles, New Japan Strong title, CMLL Women's World title, Bestia title, PWG title, the Owen Hart Cup tournament? Which other one am I forgetting? Because there's 8 of them. I think I got all of those. Yeah, I got all of them. Which one am I forgetting? Oh, the Owen Hart Cup tournament. I think I didn't say that as well. If I didn't say that, then I didn't say that. She's won over 9. She has 9 total belts right now. 9 total belts right now. CMLL Women's World title, that is a prominent company. That is a major wrestling company that is not an indie profession. That is a major company's world title. The Rev Pro Undisputed belts, that's an indie company, but they're also one of the biggest indie companies on the planet. She's holding their Undisputed World title. And then she's also holding other companies' top belts. Oh, my bad. Lacey Lane is what Kaden Carter's new name is. I did not know that. My bad. I have the picture right here. Can't believe I didn't realize that. And then she also had the TBS belt. Obviously, the TBS. It's a mid-card belt, strong women's belt, mid-card belt. PTW, not PTG. PTW and the Bestia belt are the top belts for their respective companies. Oh, she has the other one, the EWA women's belt is also the top belt of their company as well. So she has multiple different top company belts. She has 9 belts. Nobody has more championships won within that time period. Nobody. Not a single one. So, championships won goes to Mercedes Moné. You want to talk about major feuds? She's had the Kris Statlander feud. She's had the Kris Statlander feud. She's had the Hazuki feud that dates all the way back to 2023 with that triple threat with Azumi and Hazuki. She has the Azumi feud, which dates back to that feud as well. She has the Mina Shirakawa feud, which starts with the Rev Pro Undisputed TBS, Rev Pro Undisputed New Japan Strong Women's belts match. Which one was that? It was where's the freaking picture at? I can't remember where the picture's at now. I don't know. I just had the picture. It's the New Japan Strong Women's belt versus the Rev Pro Undisputed belts. So that she starts there. Then it goes to the triple threat that she had against Azumi and Mina. Then it goes to the episode 300 of Dynamite. That's a major feud. Obviously, we know already she has Toni Storm as well. So, yeah, major feuds are there. And she also had stuff with Sapphire Reed in them as well, but it's not like, I think that's past August 1st. So yeah, Mercedes Moné got all that. And you want to talk about prominence within the company, it's her and Toni Storm for top one. And I'm going to be so for real with you. I love Toni Storm. Y'all know I love Toni Storm, even though I may have ranted a little bit. Mercedes Moné is more prominent than Toni Storm. Because nobody was talking about AEW's women's division until Mercedes Moné got there. Like, I'm being so for real with y'all. Nobody was even saying that it was the best women's division on the planet. Nobody was talking about it in 2023. Nobody was talking about it in 2022 or 2021 or 2020 or 2019. And I love a lot of things that happened in that time. You had the first unsanctioned match with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. You have Thunder Rosa coming over from NWA as one of like these big-time signees. That eventually led to that dang big old feud with her and Britt Baker. I love the Jimmy Hayter and the the AEW Originals versus the Outcast. I love the whole Outcast storyline. I loved Mariah May and Toni Storm turning into Timeless Toni Storm in her big match against Hikaru Shida. I want to say Full Gear, but it could have been Wrestle Dream. It could have been also World Dream. I'm pretty sure it's like one of those like later ones because she won into like November, right? So it might have been Full Gear, but still, nobody was talking about it until AEW Dynamite Big Business when Mercedes Moné signed with the company. Nobody was talking about it until then. And I'm not trying to even like diminish these other women's roles because obviously they did do a lot to make the women's division great. But it became super talked about when the super duper megastar came to the company. That's fine. That is perfectly fine to say. People can hate that. People can say Toni Storm is the mother of the women's division. You could say that. That's fine. She definitely was backpacking it for from 2021 to 2025. She's definitely been like one of the or from 2021 to 2024. She's been one of the biggest things in the women's division. But you also have to give Mercedes her credit where credit is due. You just have to do that. You have to, even if you love the AEW original more, who's not even a freaking AEW original, but if you love the AEW original more, that's fine. Mercedes Moné put this freaking woman. She made the women's division a lot more popular. Like, you have to give her that credit. So prominence within the company, and also prominence within the company. She's the more known superstar. And I think I think the division is built. I think one division is built around Mercedes. One division is built around Toni. So I think they're basically like 1A with each other. If you want to just say somebody's at 1, I personally go with Mercedes, but I'm not mad at saying Toni. But I think they're 1A with each other. So either way, 1A with a super duper mega freaking star in now Toni Storm. So they're both super duper mega stars. Either way, she's up there. So she has that. Overall wrestling ability. She has nothing but 4 and 5 star matches. Even her worst matches are against people who probably can't really wrestle that well in Harley Cameron or aren't the greatest of freaking wrestlers in Anna Jay or Queen Aminata when she was still kind of coming on. But other than those matches, she's been absolutely awesome, 4-star and above every single match. By PWI Insider criteria, if she's not number 1, it makes no sense. And I keep checking my Discord just to see if the freaking list came out, and it did not. But I did just find out on my Discord that Masha Slamovich apparently is with the domestic violence. What the hell? What the hell? Oh no, child. Masha Slamovich, you gotta go, baby. What? No, you ain't, baby. Bitch, you gotta go. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little ghetto. She gotta go. Look, she's domestic violence person, okay, man? I respect the pronouns, but I'm gonna call her a bitch either way. Like, obviously, she's not non-binary. I'm saying, like, I would respect her pronouns if she was like they, them, or something like that, or even he, him, because they got her on the freaking man's top 25. But nah, that bitch can go. You with the domestic violence, you can go ahead and get domestically violenced in prison. I don't really care what the hell happens to you, to be honest. I'm wondering now with this Masha thing is PWI Insiders maybe. I wonder if that's why it didn't come out today, because usually don't the men and women come out the same day? I wonder if that's the reason why it didn't come out today, was because of the fact that like they found this out. Because I guess I seen this and it happened like yesterday. So I wonder if they're maybe removing the list and like pushing everybody up one and then adding somebody in new to the list. I would not be surprised if that was the case. Yeah, because I still don't see the women's list out right now either. Nope, it's still not out. Okay, well, Masha Slamovich won't be out either. But yeah, no, Mercedes should be number 1. I think it's just very much so clear. If you're going to say she's holding paper championships. You're just a fucking idiot. I'm not even going to go back and forth with you. But that's going to be it for me, though, y'all. I definitely hope y'all did enjoy this episode. As always, if you did, drop a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more links. Everything going to be in the description below. Do all the things as well, which that help out the Spotify and the Apple Podcasts and the YouTube with the commenting and the sharing and the rating and all that great freaking stuff. And if y'all ever do, post it anywhere, tag me. I'll say what's up to you and all that stuff. I'll shout you out and all that. So, yeah, no, definitely do appreciate all y'all just stopping by. Shout out to every one of y'all beautiful Patreon subs so very much. Here's a big old freaking kiss for your foreheads. But for now, y'all, I'm out. Peace. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. And good night. Bang.